Sometimes it sounds really silly, but you have to learn not to take your PhD so seriously. You know, it is just a project, it will get finished, you know. My name is Maz. I'm an Accreditation and Partnership Officer at the British Psychological Society, and my project for my PhD is on dark pastoral poetry in William Wordsworth and Samuel Taylor Coleridge's poetry. For me, I think the main thing is self-development. I think it's been an incredible project for me to learn about myself, learn about my projects, my boundaries, my limits. And it probably does sound really cliche and like a, you know, let's all go on a self-development course, but I really enjoy the challenge, and I don't get that anywhere else. It's a space that's my own. I dictate the mode of study, I dictate where my PhD goes, and also I set a challenge for myself. I said, you know, before I'm 30, I'd like to be a doctor, and a doctor of English, because I just think it's a cool thing to do. I would say that because I was always academic, but I didn't do exceptionally well at undergrad, I did much better in my dissertation, in my master's. That gap kind of let me grow in a way where I could kind of reflect on, okay, at the master's you did these things amazingly, you got a really good mark, but you know, look at what you learned in that year, and do you want more of that? But also I think the reflecting time is also research time. So I spent that time kind of looking at different places that I could do my PhD. So I looked at Leeds, I looked at Edinburgh, I looked at Durham. But yeah, I think that it's such a big decision to make, because it is like, you know, between 4 and 8 years of your life. I really wanted to be sure. My job and my PhD complement each other. Initially they didn't, because they fought with each other. But yeah, the kind of project management side of my job, the negotiation, the compromise, you know, seeing a project out to a deadline, all of those things kind of complement. The only thing I think I find challenging in terms of the PhD is your deadlines aren't as rigid. So, you know, in a job, you need to get a report done, you need to get a video done, you know, you've got 2 weeks to do it, and you work on that time scale. With a PhD, if you're having a bad week, you know, sometimes that deadline goes out the window, and you kind of can't claw your way back sometimes, you know. In terms of structure, it's really difficult with the arts, because you don't have that kind of, you know, you don't have the lab, you don't have the trial. This trial's going to take like 8 hours, and then I can write up the results. But for me, what helps, I think, is always knowing that you can't read everything. You know, you have to be strict with yourself and say, okay, what am I going to do this week? What is my target? I think it's been quite good, because I've had, generally when I'm researching a poem, or I'm researching a critical angle, and also just becoming better at sifting out what is good research, what is good reading and what isn't, because when I initially started I was like, I need to read everything, you know, it's really important for me to read everything. But you know, making use of things like peer-reviewed journals to see, you know, what are people saying about this particular piece of work. I'd love to say yes, but I think it's ongoing. I think you become better at dealing with your emotions and your stumbling blocks and your writer's block. And I would say yes, in a way I have nailed the technique. Whether or not the time, and you know, whether I can preempt that I'm going to have a stumbling block is a completely different thing. But also, like, I think one of the most important things my supervisor said to me is the last chapter that I did. She said to me, it's meant to be hard. You know, it's not supposed to be easy. Like, people don't do PhDs because they're easy, you know, otherwise everybody would have one. And the particular poem that I was doing, I remember saying to her, you know, I'm having to rewrite this 3, 4, 5 times. And she said, you're supposed to, you know, you're not going to get it the first time round. But yeah, I think it's a continuous process of growth. I know I need to get out and walk. Like, I love hiking, so I, you know, do that more now. And I kind of think to myself, well, I've got a day, but I've also got, you know, 6 hours of sunshine in the morning. I need to go hike and think about, you know, just think about my poems, but also just be out in the fresh air. So yeah, I think just being, again, disciplined enough to say, no thank you, I don't want to do that today, and just keeping things that you enjoy in your life, even if it is things like baking brioche on a Sunday, or whatever it is, reading the newspaper on a Friday evening. But yeah, and also I think in terms of time management, like literally if you have to go this far, saying Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday are my time off PhD days and I'm not doing anything, and even if you haven't got anything planned, just having that time to yourself.